ricochet. I see the sparks you throw my way. I know your name is written on everyone's mind. Your whole show is captivating me, but don't think that I can see right through that disguise. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty, glass empty. How about I get another drink, baby, drink, baby? Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes. But when you got this whole thing, I like the way you look at me. How about we just go with the flow? Now you know I feel it too. But I don't think this could be something that becomes a thing. Maybe just for tonight, then I'll be over you. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty, How about I get another drink, baby, drink, baby? Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes. Oh yeah.
Flowers bloom with every breath. The sun and moon, they take a rest. I write your name up in the sky. Hearing your name makes me so high. Natural phenomenon, unexplainable feeling. I was lost, but I found you. Would you let me hold your hand and fly? You don't have to be afraid, everything will be alright. Stars align for you and I, maybe we should both try. You don't have to be afraid, everything will be alright. Would you let me hold your hand and fly? Would you let me hold your hand and fly? Would you let me hold your hand and fly? You are everything in my heart and in my mind. I believe in fairy tales and happy endings. Natural phenomenon, unexplainable feeling. I was lost, but I found you. Would you let me hold your hand and fly? You don't have to be
you and your vibes in my mind. I can't get them out, no matter how hard I try. I need you and your heart next to mine. Yeah, I'm all about keeping it you and I. When you're here, you spark chemical reactions. Your aura strikes like lightning. Got no words, I'm just drowning in attraction. Only one way to describe it. It's electric, can you feel it? You got the only touch that takes me high. It's electric, I'm up in my feelings. Got double vision 'cause of you tonight. It's electric.
Oh, well, would you look at the time? It is a Friday morning here, and it is another day for another stream. Welcome on in, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday. We have made it to the end of another work week. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. How are we all doing today, everyone? Hello, good morning. Zephyrus, Phoenix, Cass, and anyone else. Hello, welcome on in. Now, chat. I have a bit of a surprise for you. Okay. I have a surprise for you guys. Let's hop on into the office. All right. Let's hop on into the office. Let's say our hellos. Because the Hoosk has a surprise. Someone has made a return to our stream. Everybody, welcome back, Striker. He's back. He's back, everyone. With a pizza. He's returned, Chad. He's back. Ow. Our little assistant. Our little goober. He's back from his vacation. He's back from his hiatus. We finally got him working again, chat. Oh my god. It was... Oof. We finally got him working again. Oh my god. I'll tell you guys about it. But yeah, give it a little test, Phoenix.
Heck yeah, I enjoyed my time off. I got to chase my tail, nap like a champ, and tease Athlete about his gaming skills. Best time ever.
See? He's back. Did you guys hear that? Please tell me you heard that. Please tell me the audio came through. Please tell me the audio came through. Otherwise, I'm gonna go fucking insane. But yes, chat, he is back. He is back. And chat, we are gonna be heading on back into some blueprints today. We're gonna be playing some more blueprints. We're gonna continue solving the puzzles of this mansion. Gonna continue finding puzzles and learning new things. So let's do it. Pause the music. And let's hop on into the game. Wow. You got Striker, you're gonna be sitting over here. Alright, chat, we're back with some blueprints. So last time that we played this game, chat, we discovered the secret. Well, last time we were here, chat, we went through that fuck ass freaking gallery puzzle that made me go clinically insane. And then we also managed to solve the the room 8 puzzle. So we got that done. And we got a little trophy for it. Let me just open up my notepad real quick. Because we gotta get our notes for this. There we go. Alrighty. But how are we doing today, chat? How is everybody's Friday going? Hope we're all having a good Friday. We'll take the tomb. Because the tomb will give us easy access to the underground portions. Grab our allowance. So here's what we want to achieve, chat. We want to achieve all of these trophies here. We want to get all of these trophies here. Like getting the realm sigils, getting the showroom, the day 1 trophies, the day 1 trophy and all that. That'll be probably something different, but like there are many other things to discover in this house, chat, and that's what we are looking to do. For example, finding the other letters, for example. Starting things off with the green room. Or the spare green room. Take a... bedroom or kitchen? Take the bedroom.
Oh, athlete tried his best. But let's be real, he's better at coaching soccer than playing doctor. I might have gotten more cuddles than medicine, but I survived.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did. Hi, Igrik. Do the commissary. Let's see. We'll get sleeping mask. Get a metal detector. All right. I'll do a boiler room. See what we can get in there. All right. But like I said, chat, we're trying to discover some new things about the mansion here. I'm not exactly sure. Ice Wolf is sad. Is Solstice? Oh no. All right, let's do security. Now we do have a key card. So let's set that to I. Okay. Ooh, I don't want to do either of these. All right, we'll take the door. We'll take the dark room for now. Because then it would just be this one door. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Of course. Of fucking course, it's the weight room. It's fine. It's fine. We have our sleeping mask. We can get some of those steps back. Smash. Take the pantry. Grab an apple. Take the quest bedroom. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, we got some of our steps back. Found a key. That's always nice. We'll take the breakfast nook. Grab another key. Grab some bacon and eggs. All right, so we got a lot of our sets back from the weight room, so we're fine. We're fine. So Chad, what we're trying to find is I guess the next thing that we're trying to find is all of those chess pieces. If you guys remember, there is another like puzzle downstairs in the basement with the god damn. Why am I getting so many red rooms? Take a passageway. I don't want to, but I'll take it. You guys will take the corridor. Take morning room. Bro, what the hell? Where are all these freaking... Alright, whatever. Okay, we're trying to find those chess pieces, I guess. Because at the current moment, I'm honestly not sure like where I need to go for some of these puzzles. Ay. I don't want to take it. I don't want to take the gymnasium, dude. Take the bedroom. Ooh. Oh, if only I had the nursery though. Yeah, I'll take the bunk room. Have some bananas too. Okay. All right, we got our suspects. We got some suspects. Drawing room. That's a good choice. Yeah, drawing room is the play here. Get a free gem. Now I'll take the nursery, though. I wish I got that before I got the bunk room. But beggars cannot be choosers. Alrighty. Let's redraw, see what we get. Okay, I'll take the chapel. Yeah, so we know about the bishop in here. We've known that for a while. Take an empty closet. That'll give us some items. Okay. Laboratory. Ath is good coach. I mean, you don't get to the position that I'm in being a bad coach. You know what I mean? Each time you find some trash while digging, gain 1 star or set your dice to 2. I'm gonna set my dice to 2. I think that'll be a good idea. Ah, yeah, redraw. Do not want the archives, and you give me the archives anyways. Okay. I guess I'll take the gymnasium. Dude, why am I getting all the fucking red rooms? What is this? I guess I'll take the cloister. Okay, got some trash. That's gonna set our dice to 2. Awesome. And we're gonna get a lot more dice from this. As we're gonna get dead ends, sadly. Although, some of these dead ends actually would be pretty useful. Like a terrace would be useful. Cass. Ooh. Vault will be funny. Vault is funny. There's a rook in the vault. I remember that. Cass, I know for a fact that you are not deprecating yourself. Excuse me? I'll take the storeroom. Do I have to give you the Bosa treatment? Gift shop, dining room. No! Exactly. I give yellow cards for self-deprecation. Unlock dark mode. Do kind of... Ah! Mwah. I want to see if I can save up to get the swim bird. Because I do have 85 gold right now. I want to see if I can save up for that. Just a smooch? Okay. Mwah. Take the aquarium for now. Compass? I suppose I'll take the compass. See if I can reroll to get something like the dining room. Hell yeah. A pizza? Let's Okay, I got the lunchbox. I had a dream where I was in a soccer game with F and somehow I received the extremely rare blue card. That just means you did a really good job. That's like the positive. Oh. The ladyship's chamber. The next time you enter the boudoir, gain 10 steps. Next time you enter walk-in closet, gain 3 gems. Sure. Ah. And there's a queen in here. Not surprised. So, I'm just gonna call it ladyship's bedroom. And there's a queen in here. Okay. There's a lot of stuff in here, actually. Does it never end? Okay, a little creepy. Oh, that's the... Wait, what? Hold on, chat. I'm pulling up my notes. That symbol right there, that's one of the, Hold on, I'm pulling up my, my notes here. That is the symbol for... What is it? That's... Where is it? Is it this one? I think it was this one. That's the Iraja symbol. Maybe that guy's some sort of kind of member for it or something. Oh, an upgrade disc. The ladyship's diary. Apparently the blue card is a thing in amateur indoor soccer. Used for misconduct and to go to the sin bin. More severe than yellow, but less severe than red. So you just get sent to the penalty box like it's fucking hockey. Okay, so her diary is locked. We need to find some kind of key. We have our queen here. You know, I've set the security to high, right? I set this shit to high security, and I'm not seeing any fucking... Like, what the hell? Cool. Like, where... Thank you. I was about to say, like, where the fuck are the security doors? Do the swim trunks not... Oh, I guess the swim trunks spawn guests. I think that's what that is. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take the freezer. I'm gonna take the freezer. Because I have 15 gems, 87 gold. Like, that's just gonna be really, really good. The next time we, for our next run. That's why I can't use gems now. I guess we'll go to the conference room. I also just realized I never opened the door to the antechamber. And I'm all out of keys. Well, guess that's it for that. Let's head down. Let's head downstairs, chat. Let's head downstairs. Which way am I going? Hallway. Let me go down. Okay. We need to get to the foundation? Yes. Yes, we want... Or... No. No, I want to go to the tomb. That's where I want to go. I want to go to the tomb. Into the tomb we go. Just wanted to check in. No worries, Egric. Alrighty. Old shoe. Oh, that set my dice back to 2. Interesting. I had 15 dice and it set it back to 2 because I found trash. That's a little unfortunate. I will keep note of that for next time. I guess it does say set your dice to 2. Not like, oh, you gain 2 more dice. Suppose that makes sense. Ah! All this money that I can't have because I froze my account. Alright, we're gonna head down to the basement real quick. We're gonna hobble our way over in here. Open that door up. Thank you, kind sir. Alright. Let's head over here real quick. Oh, that's right! We drained the reservoir! Oh my god, I forgot about... Look at the chest down there! Oh my god, we need to... we're gonna have to go through the foundation first. We gotta go through the foundation to get down there. Alright, but first... Alright, chat, let's remember our sigils. At least you can walk in and out of the chat without losing money. Yeah, because my accounts are frozen. Okay. I need to go open up my notes again. Because we have a sigil here. Right, we have a sigil here. And we took pictures from that one book to show us what this sigil means. Let me open up my screenshot folder real quick. Let's see. Okay, so all right, let's check the core first. So the core, right, chat? The core, which is the part of it in the middle here, right? That is the It's supposed to represent a realm. And the sigil for this realm is for Orinda Eris. That is the symbol there. Then we have the lines here. Right? And the lines are supposed to tell us how they traveled. And with 3 lines here, it means they traveled by trains or some sort of locomotion system. Okay. Our next thing is the weather, which is based on the style that these lines are drawn with. Right? And so, looking at those, it is foggy. So, these lines here indicate that the weather in Orinda Eris was foggy. Next up, we have the motes here, which are these little symbols kind of on the outside, right? These like weird little shapes there. And those shapes indicate that it indicates metropolitan. So it was a big city area. And then lastly, we have the border. And the border is supposed to indicate I guess the border is supposed to indicate like this nation's color, like their national color or something, right? Lithenar! Hi, Lithenar. It's good to see you, Bean. Do you really want to open those chests? If they give you a bunch of money or gems, it will go to waste. True, because my account is frozen. I do still want to at least explore it, though. I want to at least explore it. Okay. So, judging by the border, which is a little bit hard to tell. It honestly doesn't really look like it has a design. It looks very random. My best guess is that it's yeah, like I can't even tell. My best guess is I want to say my best guess is like green or something. I don't know. Like the outlines on the border here look incredibly random. Like it's hard to pinpoint like what exactly is trying to be put there. But what we do know is that this is Orinda Eris. They were a big city, metropolitan city that traveled by train, and they usually had foggy weather. Very interesting. Bosa! Mwah. Hi, Bosa. I love you. Okay, so chat. So this right here. This right here is the meta puzzle. Now, this is supposed to be involving the chess pieces that we have been writing down. But I still don't understand what it is that I need to be doing. Like, am I supposed to note down where they are? Like, for instance, we have a bishop in the chapel. Right? We have a bishop in there. We have a pawn, but we have several pawns across the board here. Only one pawn here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do exactly. Like, we have a queen in her ladyship's chamber. So would I put it there? Then maybe put the bishop where the chapel is? Where else is there? Where's our rook? There's a rook. But you see, there's a rook in both the nook and the vault. So I don't think it's supposed to be like where I place them. I'm not sure. I think we still have to figure it out. Maybe there's something else that I'm missing here still. Quake! Hi, Quake. We'll come back for that, chat. Though I do want to explore the reservoir. Well, you know what, Bosa? We love and appreciate you. Got him. Absolutely get loved on. Alright, so let's head back to the Foundation. Alright, let's head downstairs. Exactly. Cuddle puddle on Bosa. Alright. Let's head downstairs. Alright, so now we have access to down there. So what is this all about? We have a crap ton of chests. And they're all locked. I can't open any of them. Come on, surely one of them is like unlocked or something. The blue chests have the crest of the moon. The pink chests have the crest of the sun. And the white chests have the crest... I don't know what that is. Oh, but some of them are on different chests, though. See, like, these ones are on the white chest, but this one's on the black chest. This one's on a blue chest. There's another one on the black chest. Okay, so they're not locked to one specific color. But I can't open any of them. Hey, chat, does anyone see that? You guys see that, right? It looks like some kind of tunnel over there. What is it? Right here where I'm looking at. That looks like some kind of tunnel. I mean, I see daylight outside. How the hell could I get to that, though? There are still mysteries yet to be solved, chat. We are very much not done with this game. Just because I can. I have no way to get to it, but just because I can. I wonder if any of these doors open to something. Be kind of weird to have these doors around that lead to nowhere. Surely they can be opened. Oh, do I have to freaking go back to the fucking boiler room? Alright, let me head back to the boiler room. Alright, so we need to open up that door in the boiler room. We're gonna do that first. We need to head this way. Boiler room's right here. Okay, that's on. Now we head back downstairs. It's a whole process, chat. It's a whole process. And we go back downstairs. Gerg? Oh. Hi, Gerg. Mwah. How you doing, cutie bun? Open up, bitch. I protected you? Why, thank you, Gerg. I appreciate that. Hi, Cobalt. Oh, fuck. I need to gun. Gerg, you can't eat Bosa. It's my job. Can't remember. I think it was this one. This way. I can throw it. Oh God. So one. Okay, I wasn't expecting this to be locked back up again. See, here's the thing though, right? This is the symbol for Orinda Eris, right? Let me check my screenshots again. That's Orinda Eris, is it not? Yeah. That's the symbol for it right there. So then, is that supposed to be Orinda Eris? Or at least like a small model of it? I don't know. Though I want to get over that way. sure that's what you meant, Bosa. I know you. See, this also has the symbol for it. So, let's see. So level 13 brings in the dock level. Level 6 is the entry level. What is the entry level? Is that tunnel that we see? It's gotta be. It's gotta be what that is. So if we can get back to the pump room and maybe fill it back up to maybe level 6, so we can get in there, or maybe do we go to level 13 so that we can access the dock? I think we need to do that first. But I think from this point, we will call it a day. Yeah, there's not much else we can do. We call it a day. And chat, we're also going to be heading into our ad break. We've got our ad break coming up. Oh! Grand Hotel, Garden Hotel of the Dead. That's... Oh, because I got 12 dead end rooms. Oh my god. Alright. Alright, chat, we're gonna head on into our ad break. So we'll be back in just a bit.
Waste another day, eyes on my display. You say we need a change, and I feel that you mean it. You mean it. But you're so right, we're losing track of time. Buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we slow down? For you and I are safe and sound. We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I'm on my play. You say you need a change and feel that you need it. It's just so right. We're losing track of time. Buying things online, it's not like we need them. Safe and sound.
When I'm up through the night, I can't turn down the noise. Tear all the worries out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away. It was simpler time. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are. Don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars. You'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. Dancing on the moon. Dancing on the moon. Maybe my compass was wrong, and I'm still on my way closer each day to where I belong. I'm still rolling the dice, praying sometimes it don't last that long. I'm losing my faith, I'm walking away from what you knew all along. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are. Don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars. You'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon.
Alrighty, welcome on back. Wow. Welcome on back, y'all. Okay. New day. Day 46. And we have now 19 gems with 87 gold. 86. So we've got bank to work with here. Ashamula. Mwah. Let's do the schoolhouse. Yeah, let's do the schoolhouse. I still don't understand why 11. Can't be 1T1. I mean, yeah, because you've got 22, you've got 33, 44, 55, 66, then 11. What are we doing here? What are we doing, people? Let's do library. All right, let's do this one, The Curse of Black Bridge. Ooh. We'll do a bookshop. Should be able to buy the rest of the books in. The History of Orindia and a New Clue. There we go. We have now bought out the bookshop. I don't want to hit the boiler room just yet. Want to see if I can find ooh, a shovel. Want to see if I can get the pool first and then the boiler room. Okay, cool. Love getting nothing. All right, here's a classroom. Let's try and get the classrooms first because we're at grade 1 here. Apple. Can I do these puzzles? Or can I do this? Why can't I do it? I want to do it. Maybe I'm supposed to decipher because these have colors on them. These can show us what colors that these sigils correspond to. For instance, RJ here got 10 out of 12, right? Okay, well, let's try and find some of those some of the 10, right? You got grapes, those are purple, right? Broccoli, lizards, those are green. A red wheelbarrow, a pumpkin. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct so far. 8 because of the blue water. 8 so far. Then 10 out of 12. This kid got 9 out of 12. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure that's yellow. Yeah, that looks yellow, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all of these are correct. And then 10 out of 12. One of these flags is the correct color. And therefore, their sigil is the correct color. Let's see if we can correspond them to other pages here. So for this one, they only have 8 of the 9 things correct. Because of this right here, this red lizard. And then we have orange, purple, and blue. This is purple, orange, and yellow. This is orange, green, and yellow. So... And then... This kid is... Caleb here is absolutely no help here. I mean, at least... Okay, we can at least say that none of these colors are red. We can at least say that. Doesn't really help much, but I guess it's, you know, what's the process of elimination, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, Freddy here only has 7 correct. Oh, the 8 in the classroom? Yeah. That's I think that's kind of the theme here. So Freddy here, outside of the flags, he only has 7 correct. But he has 9 out of 12. So 2 of these flags are the correct colors. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 correct. Wait. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So he has 2 of the flag's colors correct. Each color is only used twice. Each color is only used twice. Okay, we can use that. Where's that blank one? So if each color is only used twice, right? Let's think of this. So let's try and get the obvious ones out of the way. Red, right? Red fire hydrant, red wheelbarrow. That's 2 uses of the color red. So red's out of the question. Blue. We have the blue water of a pond and a blue print. Okay, that's 2 colors there, so it can't be blue. Green. We have broccoli and we have a lizard. So it can't be green. That leaves us with an orange pumpkin, a yellow banana, and purple grapes. And if the colors are only used twice, that means these flags are either yellow, orange, or purple. Yellow, orange, or purple. Hmm. Hmm. This one's tough. What lizard is green? I don't know. I thought that was just kind of the common thing. All right, we'll come back to it though. Are lizards not commonly depicted as green? Have I been lied to? All right, well we have to take the patio here if we want to keep going. Am I crazy, chat? I'll do a workshop. Ooh, battery pack. Okay. Do I have this note here? I do have this written down. Okay. Greenhouse? Well, I can't take that. I'd walk into a dead end. I'll take the breakfast nook. All right, we need to work our way back downwards because I do not have the keys for this. I do not have the keys for this. I need to. Here we go. Yeah, bring me back. Bring me back downward. Okay, well here's grade 2. Ah, yes, this is the mathematics. Okay. I'll do the kennel. Oh, puppy! Oh, pet the pupper. Pet the pupper, chat. I do not want to take the cloister. Not in this spot. Because I need pathways right now. I want to try and get all the way to grade 8 because there is a trophy for grade 8. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. The statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. The gems are not in a box with a... What? You know what? Sure. You know what? Sure. Let's go with that. Car keys. Okay, here's the pool. You know what? Yes, I do want the pool. Even though I can't do anything in it. coin. More coins. Okay, probably gotta take the chapel here. Yeah, because we can't continue on otherwise. The boiler room, that is not the place that I want the boiler room to be. Let's open the utility closet. Alright, turn that off. Turn the gymnasium off. Alright, cool. The laboratory. Oh my god! I just remembered. We had an upgrade disc in the previous run, and I didn't use it. I'm just now oh my god. I'm just now realizing that, dude. Let's see. I guess whenever you draft an archived floor plan, set your dice to 2. I guess that's a pretty solid one. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Ugh. Shit. Oh, well, that's GG's actually. Because I don't have a key card, nor do I have the means, nor do I have the security room to unlock it. Well. That's unfortunate. Hi, Zyra. Oh, I'm missing a shop. All right, well, on the bright side, oh man. Dude. Architect's Villa, 5 drafting rooms. Okay, we haven't gotten that title yet. Dusky, hello, me pretty. I don't know about yet. I don't know about pretty. Man, dude, that's so lame. I had so many gems. I had so many coins. This is bogus. Alright, what do we got this time? Trading post, tool shed, or shelter? I'm gonna take the tool shed. Thought about taking the shelter, because the shelter is always a good one, but whatever. Okay. Do the den first. Do the parlor. Oh, a coin purse. Alright, what is it this time? The gems are in a box with a false statement. Only one statement is true. Only one statement is false. Fuck. Easy. Drafting room's good, because drafting room is free. Yoink. I'll take breakfast nook. Take our bacon and eggs. And we'll do the observatory. Alright, we're up to 21 stars now in the observatory. For Slice, the Apple, and Big Boy Diamond. Let's go. Passageway's way too early for this. Oh, but it's... Yeah, no, I want to save the passageway. I do want to save the passageway. Ugh. Oh, jeez. What are these options? I'll take the walk-in closet, I guess. Okay, I got a sleeping mask. That's nice. Okay, security. Security's good. We'll keep the security commonplace. So chat, while I'm running through this, let me tell you guys how I managed. Okay, let me tell you guys the story for Striker, right? Okay. So as you all know, Striker has returned. Our little pupper. Okay, utility closet. Keep that common. Okay, never mind. We're gonna turn that up to high now. Because we are about to turn off the keycard system because of the utility closet. But yeah, so it was a whole freaking process, chat. Oh jeez. Okay. So everything, so for those who don't know, okay, can I stop getting straight paths? Let's take out of the tunnel. The program that I use for Striker is I use StreamerBot, SpeakerBot, and then I use another program to actually get his PNG. Right. Let's see the courtyard. And so everything about Striker has worked. Because we've tested, and what we found was that SpeakerBot, the PNG program, and the audio source, ooh, secret guarding key, and the audio source that I use for Striker are all working. They are all functioning correctly. But it was StreamerBot that was having problems. Ooh, can I talk to Rumpus again? Or sorry, not Rumpus, Alzara. I can't. So it was StreamerBot that was having problems. What happened with StreamerBot is it was simply what's the best way that I can describe this? It was not communicating with my other programs. Is probably the best way that I can describe it. So it wasn't take hallway. So it wasn't reading the context file, because for those who don't know, the context file that I have is basically Striker's brain to make him act the way that he acts. It wasn't reading the context file. So all of the responses that I was getting when I was trying to type out responses were all just like your generic ChatGPT responses. Like they're all just generic responses. So one of the solutions that I tried, one of the solutions that I tried was I simply tried to just uninstall Striker and reinstall him. Oh, I probably should have used the fucking garden key, but trophy room. Wow. Look at that, chat. Those are our trophies so far. We still have more to gather. Anyway, sorry, got off topic. I got off topic there, sorry. So I tried reinstalling Striker, right? I tried going through the entire, the entire tutorial, like the whole tutorial process to try and get Striker to work. You want to know what's crazy, chat? I went through said process only to be met with failure. Only to be met with failure. Because, and don't get me wrong, I followed the tutorial. It was like a 20-minute tutorial video that I followed to the fucking letter. Right? It was a whole fucking process. And I still ran into the same issue. I still ran into the same issue. So it was literally like I don't even know, man. I still don't know what to do with this. But I went through that whole tutorial only to be met up with the same issue. So the tutorial video has now become just outdated, I feel. Like, I don't know what the issue was, bro, but it literally, like, I was even with one of my friends who was trying to help me, right? Like, I was with some of my friends trying to fix Striker, and one of them, they actually went through the tutorial. They actually went through the process themselves and still ended up in the same dead end that I did. So it's not just me. So then, I talked with my friend Twig. He's usually around in the chat, sometimes. Super, super amazing being. Amazing friend. I love that guy to death. And he was able to fix it for me. Because what Twig did, according to Twig, is that he kind of like, he essentially made like his own version of the program. And he was just like, here you go, use this instead, just, you know, edit it to make sure that it matches up with how you want Striker to be. I did all that, tested it, and it finally worked. And I was like, oh my god. Because you guys know, Striker has been gone for a while. I've been at this for a while trying to fix him. But he's back now. A little goober. Also, this is literally the same sigil that we saw in the basement. But now this time, it actually has a legible border.
Husk's brain is probably smoking like a chimney right now, trying to solve all those puzzles. I bet it's working overtime, just like Athlete when he's trying to figure out why he can't seem to win at games. Skill issue, am I right?
Thank you, Striker. It's good to have you back, buddy. But yeah, so this sigil now actually has a legible border. And from what I'm seeing in my notes, is that the color for Orinda Eris is black. Like their nation's color was black. That's what that border means. And we finally figured that out. I should probably write that. I should write that down, shouldn't I? Where are my notes? So, I guess we'll just write down sigils. So, I'm writing this down. So, Orinda Eris is, let's see, Train, Metropolitan, Foggy, and Black. Right, we got everything with that? Train, Foggy, Emblem, Modes for Metropolitan, Color. Okay. We're good. We have written that down. I missed Striker, such a good bot. Yeah. I missed him too. Still don't have enough money for that. Ooh, do I take Boiler Room here? Yes. I think I take Boiler Room here. Keep it commonplace. that up. That. This. That. Alright, so we need to get the pump room. Not the weight room. Okay, but we can take the passageway to kind of chain them off. We need to get the pump room. Not the furnace room. Absolutely not the furnace room. There we go, pump room. Okay. Oh! Yeah, bring that down to commonplace. Okay. So. Remember, chat. So. To access the dock, right? To access the dock, we need the water level at, what was it, 13 or something? So that's like what, one short? Yeah, so that's one short. Okay. So reservoir. So we need to bring it up to 13. Okay, so that brought it up to 3. Let's see. If we bring it to 4, that'll bring it up to 7. This will bring it up to 11. Let's see. What if we took the kitchen, right? Or okay, hold on. Let's take the reservoir. Let's do this. So that should bring it up to 7 bars of water. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, okay. And we need to get it up to 13. So this will bring that 7 up to 11. And then we need 2 more. Let's go to the pool. Right. Let's take the pool. And let's do that. Okay, so it's at 7. And we need it at 13. So we need 6. We need 6 more water. So if we fill up the pool, or fill up the tank from the pool. Ooh, what if we take from drain 1, right? Okay, so we brought the reserve tank. So the reserve tank is now up to 6. So we can now use the reserve tank. So now what I'm thinking is we fill up the pool again, right? We fill up the pool, right? Right, chat? Okay. And now we just completely drain the reserve tank. Right, we do that. Okay, so there's that. Oh, and then mathematically, that should bring it up to 13. Yes, so now we fill from the reserve tank again. And put it back in the reserve. Or reservoir. There we go. Now it's at 13. That should now give us access. That should now give us access to the dock of the reservoir in the basement. Ooh. Laundry room? Laundry room, though? I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk, chat. Can I have my stars go back to allowance? Up, okay. That is... Okay, that is not what I wanted. I thought you were gonna allow me to get more allowance. Maybe I don't have enough stars for it. Maybe I need to get more stars in order to use that. Alright, we'll do the music room to get us a silver key. That's not that great, but okay. So, first words on the something. Ooh, Solarium. Or do I do lavatory to get that out of the way? Nah, let's do break room. Then we can do this. Let's see. 10. Fuck. 10 minus 1. Is it 18? There we go. Okay. Let's see. 8 divided by 8 times 20 minus 8. 12. Okay. 6 plus 3 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. Plus 3. 3. Easy. Hey, a key card. Okay, a little bit late for that, but whatever. All right, dark room, don't fuck me over here. I'll take this one just because it costs 2 gems. Oh, gambling time! We found the casino, chat. It's time to fucking gamble. Chat, it's time to gamble. Out of order, broken handle. Oh yeah, chat. Oh yeah. It's time to gamble. Limit 1 wager per day. Bet. Come on, put it all on green. Put it all on the green. 4 keys. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take that. Oh, and now we gotta hit the slot machines too, right, chat? Let's see. All right. Damn. Ah, come on. Fuck. Come on, man. You gotta give me something. All right, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Let's try this one. Man, fuck this. It's rigged, Chad. It's rigged. I'm telling you, it's rigged. Let's see. We'll do The Office. Ooh, some dice. Gem. Alrighty, let's spread gold. And that's about it. Alright, let's just use a key. I have a lot of keys that I can use here, so. Ooh, unfortunately, I do not want to take the cloister here because if I take the cloister, then the run's dead. And we don't want to do that, chat. I'll take a chapel. I'll take a chapel instead. Ooh, a vault. Cash money. More money to gamble, chat. More money to gamble with. More money to gamble with. I think I'll take the silver key here to give me some better odds. Oh, you see, getting that conference room would have been real nice by now. I'll take the aquarium, though. I wouldn't mind taking the ballroom, but actually, hi Team Borb. Mwah. I actually wouldn't mind taking the ballroom. I get my gems back, and then we get these as well. Are true. me take a screenshot of this. Yeah, sure, I'll take the showroom. What? Nah, you're actually... Nah, you can't be serious, dude. Nah, you can't be serious. So you're... Okay, let me... Hold on. Let me get this straight, game. So if I want to get the trophy... If I want to get the trophy for buying out the entire showroom, I need to buy all of the items, and then I have to buy the trophy itself in the same run? That's bullshit. Like, what? That is so stupid. Like, this showroom shop by itself is over $200. And then I have to buy the $100 trophy on top of that? That's some bullshit. That's actually so stupid. That is so dumb. But we actually do need something to get into the antechamber, though. Conference room. And then we'll do, I guess, the library. Because we can get this book now. Oh, a magnifying glass. Alright, so what do we have here? The Curse of Blackbridge. We will get into that after this ad break, Jack, because we have an ad break coming up. So we'll head on to that in just a moment.
Dancing on the moon, moon, moon. Start when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are. Don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars. You'll be dancing, dancing on the moon.
All alive. The devil's in the detail, lingered inside. Oh, a holy crime. But how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a rebel's fight without an alibi. monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going around like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the run. We know there will come. We're out up till dawn, but how can I hide it without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. Took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going around like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. It took my innocence without an alibi. Rising like the sun, I'll be moving on. How could I ever be with you? After all you put me through, you feel like fever, fever every night. Fever, fever when we fight. Fever, fever in my head, in my mind. I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You blew me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. You blew me up and broke me down.
Bah! We're back. Alrighty. Where was I? Ah, yes. Reading this book. The Curse of Blackbridge. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale has been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and, as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet, the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me, as a boy, long ago. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Holy hell. That is a lot of reading. Oh. Oh, that's... Oh, that is a lot of... Oh, that's a lot of reading. That is a lot of reading. That is so... Alright, chat. Might as well get comfy, because we're in for a story time. Story time with Athlete. Here we go. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. And for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take an easy road out, an easy and well-traveled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glistening equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted, and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tearing apart her. Oh man. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper has passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost for this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in his task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. I need water. carriage! A carriage is approaching! The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He tucked down and crept toward the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment more before the sound source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by two beautiful white horses, and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had never seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effort that the noble steeds slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death coming around the bend of my own drive, and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior. Not dashing through the bramble and mud, I was picking berries. Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expression on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed farcical. The softened expressions even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here when I was a boy." Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me fourfold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods." "My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning. You couldn't have gone all that way only this morning." It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper had traveled. And while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I have traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you have tasted them for yourself." Jesper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify this man's smile. "In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far, and even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage, so I'm ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward." It was Jesper's time to smile. "Then let my efforts reward us both today." He raised the basket even higher. "A taste in memory of your youth, sir." The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket, and at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. "And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth." The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jesper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. "Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. though I will admit, the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jesper pivoted to search the seats under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing toward the carriage door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge a slower degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn, softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Well, come down then, and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands. A concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree, where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me? Jesper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it. Secured the final bindings and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside, the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jasper had suspected. The driver of his carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Orindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the old world and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock and would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his indentured position. Do you perhaps have a key that you can provide me to open this box? Without emotion, the driver replied, There is no key to that box. Jasper stood up. Easy enough then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed, even given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questionably to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed. Lucia! Hi, Lucy. Need Wawa. Lucy, come here. Mwah. Good to see you. We're reading story time. Heavy object equals universal key. Exactly, Timber. Okay. Oh my god, there's still... How much more do I got, man? Oh god. Oh god, there's still so much more. Okay. At this rate, this is gonna be the entire rest of the stream, just me reading this goddamn book. Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and showed it in front of his face. What is it? That's one. Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. One what? You mumbling agentor? Damn. And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person? The man did not seem intimidated. One pace. He paused for effect. 12 more, and you will be dead. He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had, of course, heard stories of curses and had never doubted their validity in the past, but now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do? To be discovered here beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now. Take a dozen paces and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make the first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if, by some stroke of luck, the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him, as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. The 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. And so, after a profound breath, he took his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function of secures objects of value. Or typical function oft secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud, to the horses, seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Oh my god, that was all part 1. Fucking hell. Oh my god, I hope part 2 isn't as fucking long. Let me take another sip. I'm totally following. I feel like I'm reading y'all a bedtime story. I wouldn't be surprised if half the chat is asleep right now. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Part 2. Below the Black Bridge. Miller, I would be asleep if I was home instead of working. Oh no. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered. She was on third watch today, quietly collecting her things and wits. Miller turned as she leapt, waving to her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful to not wake the sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She then walked toward the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved, and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground beneath her, or behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and then turned. Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post, a necessary concession for the concealment the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the silence in the morning. They had been on third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time, their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy, never. From this elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern as well as a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Oris and Reddington. To the city-faring travelers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travelers passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern-housed bandit, it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day, there was no shroud to conceal her expression, nor to hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Ravia touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hounds used in lieu of words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month among the branches. She watched as Ravia shifted, placing her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back to the canyon. Squinting through the leaves, the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller, too, heard the sound of approach. Ravia held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long gray coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, Blackguard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Black Bridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Blackguard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravia's eyes met Miller's, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like typical carriage, cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead of the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downward, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had knocked up an arrow and drawn her bow. Go! Ravion was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing toward the cave. There was no road that ran below the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls had reached it instantly. The base had been compromised. This was a blackguard attack. The moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry. Before she even finished processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain, yet she watched as the wheels jolted over the rocky riverbed. A third arrow was now in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Utterly confused now, Miller quickly glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered that Miller, half asleep, and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they both now realized. They had made a mistake. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage of a dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the fair-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him, a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. A dozen or so paces in front of the carriage. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favorite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, though deep down she had known that wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower among the nettles of this cave, but he still had thorns honed by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in the darkness, in the back of one of the larger cavern rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguishable gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking neighboring plots. No one spoke, not even a whisper. There was nothing to say. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her, but even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? I zoned out and you're still reading? I know, dude. This book is so long, man. It's so long. Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder. and intense voices could be heard ahead, louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave, her eyes now opened wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness, pulling at her. It was Ravia. Ow! Hi, Darius. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed two bent fingers against Miller's cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. Two bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began, blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fodrick Lee of the Blackguard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, he grinned. Now they speak. I got fursuit shoes. Oh, hell yeah, Darius. That's awesome. Why did the cave... the girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece. Oh, they never told the others about the guards on the bridge. They never told that. The Curse of Blackbridge. See, now I'm curious because we have the Blackbridge Grotto. And so I'm thinking, like, is there something important that I should know from this book? I don't know. I don't know, chat. Let's grab the basement key, though. Okay. So, where to go now? I guess we could head back to the Foundation. Head downstairs. Gotta head through the chapel. Can I spread money through the estate again, now that I have the, Yeah, okay, gotcha. Time to read it again and figure out the true meaning. I'm not reading that again, dude. I am not reading through all of that again, gang. Down we go. Yeah, so we have access to the dock. The only issue is the boat is on the other side. We need to get to the boat. Let's see, how can we do that from where we are? So, in order to get to the boat, we need to get to the entrance, which is on the we need to get to the entrance, which is on that side of the basement. Only question is, how do we get there? what we could do... So, unfortunately, we don't have access to the catacombs. Because we don't have the tomb. And we can't get through here because of the minecart. The minecart's in the way. So the only other way to get to the reservoir here where that boat is that we have to go through the fountain entrance. And so we need to drain the fountain. So we need to head back to the pump room so that we can drain the fountain. But we need to drain the fountain in a way where we don't fill up the reservoir. Because the reservoir is already where we need it to be. The reservoir is at level 13. All right, so we need to drain the fountain. Unfortunately, yeah, look at that. The fountain takes a lot of water. But we do have our reserve tank. We do have our reserve tank. So I'm thinking... That should be enough. Perfect. All right. So now, let's head back down. Or actually, no, now we need to actually head outside. Okay. Head through tunnels. Okay. So now we should be able to head down the fountain. Perfect. Okay, open you up. Haha. Perfect. So now we can row over to the other side. Wee. Look at how much fun we're having. Wee. All right, perfect. So now the boat's on this side. So here's what I'm thinking now, chat. Here's what I'm thinking now. Who remembers what the drain number was for the entryway in the reservoir? Because if I'm remembering correctly, I think we need to get it to level, I think it was like 6, right? I think it was 6. Okay. So now we need to get the reservoir down to 6. Which, let's see. So we're already at 13. So we're at 13. We want to take away... I'm doing quick math here. We want to take away 7? Right? 13 minus 7? Yeah. So we need to bring it down to down by 7. Let's fill up the pool a little bit. Okay. We're gonna need to fill up the fountain. Let's see here. Okay, so that brought it down to 11. What if I filled the reservoir completely? Right? What if I filled the reservoir completely bring it back to 14. Let's try that. So let me... Oh, shit. I didn't switch it to the reservoir. Fuck. That is not what I wanted. Okay. So now it's back. Okay, so now the reservoir is back at 14. So mathematically, we need to get rid of 8. Which we actually should be able to do from here, right? This will get rid of 4. And then putting it back this way. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Damn. Damn, chat. Chat, how does it feel to be... How does it feel to sit there and watch a streamer who is just a fucking genius? I mean, I would say it truly is quite the spectacle. I'd say it's pretty great. Now, can I still access the boat? Oh, I can. I'll tell you when it happens. Damn. Okay, Timber. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, where is this going to take us? You know what'd be funny, chat? What if this entryway just led to like a giant waterfall, and then we just fall off the waterfall and we just die? Could you imagine that? Just like, oh, okay, you fell off the cliff. Game's over. Roll credits. What is this? Some kind of a beach? Smarter than me, I could never with these games. Yeah, this can be woof. Now, chat. Where exactly have we found ourselves in? A safe house. Delete it. I'm gonna screenshot this. This might be important. Now, this is interesting, dude. Who is you? Who is you? What is that an RPG? Why do you have a rocket launcher in a safe house? Why? Why do you have this? What is this? Why do y'all just have guns down here? We seek what's in the shade of truth. Perfect self-defense? Yeah, bro, like, what the hell? Is this a safe house, or is this a safe house, or is this like... Is this the hideout where, like, freaking Franklin does his GTA heists? Like, what is this? How did you even acquire this? What is this? Like, how do you even come across this? And then there's just fucking M4s just scattered around. Like, what? What's this? A sanctum key. It has now been 6 months. 6 months in this air-choked cavern of boredom and dread. Since 6 months since we said our silent goodbyes to our families. 6 months of planning. 6 months of rehearsal. 6 months of heartache. But no regrets. Everyone who knows me intimately thinks I have left the country. Everyone else assumed me dead. Oh! Is this Mary Marigold? And maybe that's all that is left for us. The long walk and steps leading up to the gallows. A steep price to pay for ideals. I concede, but a price that somehow seems cheaper and less cruel than another 2 fortnights bunkered down here beneath the sand and soot. And yet, as I write this, I have never felt so close to the sky in my dreams. Tomorrow, we will reclaim our birthright. Tomorrow, Crown of Orindia will finally return to Oris. The first step taken is half the journey. May the black shores guide us. Mary. Whoa. Chat, we have an ad break coming up. So I'm gonna send you guys to the BRB screen. And we'll be back to talk about this.
fever, fever, and my heart fell apart. I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You blew me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. You blew me up and broke me down. Shattered every bone. Rising like the sun, I'll be moving on. How could I ever be with you? After all you put me through, you feel like fever, fever, every night. Fever, fever, when we fight. Fever, fever, in my heart, in my mind. I was blinded by your lies. You were never real. You blew me up and broke me down. This is how I feel. I was blinded by your lies. You left me all alone. Blew me up and broke me down. Shattered every bone. I was blind.
I shut my eyes, trying not to speak, pretend that I'm dreaming. I smell your breath, not listening, but I still hear you screaming. Going under. One step away till you hear what I'm saying. Sounds like thunder. And the clouds are closing in. You see, I know this, but the last days in real life I've noticed. Losing focus, breaking up from our life as we know it. If someone had told me that I will take off and find something greener, greener than
Alrighty, welcome on back, y'all. Welcome on back. Oh man, so Mary didn't disappear or die. Mary went underground under some organization called the Black Shores to steal the crown of Orinda and return it to Oris. Oris is one of the countries, is it not? Not that it's written down in my notes. But damn, dude. Yo, they were planning a whole heist. Look at this. The Royal Museum of the Grand City of Fen. Dude. They had this whole fucking heist going on, dude. Like, look at this. A decoy car. East groups. Hanning at 110. White, Faro, and Marigold, 105. Over on the museum grounds. Forced entry at 124. And White, 124. With roof access? Question mark. Guards, security doors. The closed exhibit. Security system controls. Dude. And then once they were all done, a getaway car at 136. Bro. What's this? Closed exhibits. Both Learson Hall and the main concourse feature a number of, quote, closed exhibits, which are reserved for an upper tier of elite patronage and are not currently open to the public for admission. AR. A is for art exhibit, and R is restricted. Is that why that note on the back here said delete it with an A? Bro, this is wild. I'm taking a screenshot of this too. Never know what this could be used for. Bro, this is wild. It's down this way. What the? Yo! They had a whole train system down here. Orinda Air's train metro. Damn, we had our own train system, dude. Platform 8. Of course it's platform 8. This game with the number 8, of course it's platform 8. This is insane, dude. So, where would they go? Like, where's the museum? I assume it would be over here at Fen Central, Station 5. Over here in the distance. Bro. What does all this mean? This is crazy. Hi, Chozo. Cracked wall? Where is that? That kind of looks like where the precipice is. Dude, this is insane. The Sanctum Key unlocks one of 8 doors. Wait. Oh, wait. We need to head back. Oh, nice. Little fast travel. Lazy Friday for me. I missed most of today's stream, but I'm glad to say hi. Yee. Always good to see you, Chozo. Wait, chat. This is how. We have to head back to the sanctum. So, this key, this sanctum key, supposedly opens one of these 8 doors. The question is, do I get to the question is, do I get to choose which door it opens? Or is it like a specific door that it opens? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it looks like I can open either of them. It gives me the option. Chat, which door should we open? The question is, chat, which door do we open? We have a choice of 8 because this key only unlocks one of them. Door number 4. All right, we'll go with door number 4. Or because here's an idea. Here's an idea. Because of this game's obsession with the number 8, what if we opened door number 8 all the way here on the end? Or does it not matter? I have no clue. Door 8 it is. Alrighty. This key will permanently open one door in the inner sanctum. Do you wish to use it on this door? Yes. Whoa. What is this? Whoa, this is cool. Am I supposed to discover what this sigil is? I think this is what I... Whoa. This is wild, dude. Dude, this is wild. So, this small knob rotates the motes of the sigil. This medium knob, or this lower knob, rotates the border of the sigil. And this medium one looks like it randomizes, honestly, because it picks a sigil, or it picks a border and the lines, and then this big one rotates all of them. This is wild. But the mark in the middle stays the same. So we need to find the sigil that corresponds to this diamond. We have to find the symbol corresponding, or the sigil corresponding to that diamond. Oh man. Dude, it is... I'm glad choosing door number 8 helps getting this puzzle started. Well, you see, now I'm curious. See, now I'm curious, though, Chozo. My guess... Right? My guess is... My guess is that each of those doors opens to another sigil. That's my guess. My guess is that those behind all of those doors is another sigil. I'm not really sure what else we can do in this run. So you can only get one sanctum key per room. That's my guess, which means that there are 7 other sanctum keys that we need to find. Well, I don't exactly have a use for the reservoir now outside of the bottom of it, because remember, no, that's fuck. Because remember, the bottom of the reservoir has a bunch of chests. and stuff. The bottom of the reservoir has a bunch of like chests and stuff. So I want to see what that's all about. So we're gonna keep the reservoir. We're gonna keep it completely drained for now. I'm curious, what would happen if I went to room 46 now? Like, I've already gone to room 46. Is it gonna, like, go through the cutscene again? I'm curious. Or is it gonna let me, like... Is it gonna let me, like, walk around the room? This way. I'm barely gonna have enough steps for it, jeez. So, like, is the game just going to end after I get this again? Oh, no, I can walk around in it now. I can walk around in it. Room 46. Jones. Sinclair. Epson. And Marigold. There's a sanctum key in here. Oh, man, dude. We do not have enough steps to get back downstairs. We do not have enough steps to get back downstairs. Four realms in 8 months? No, these are... I think these are families, Chozo. Because Sinclair, that's us. We're part of the Sinclair family. Sinclair, Epson, Marigold, and Jones. 8 realms in 8 months. Where's the 8th one? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's the 8th realm? It's interesting how I can actually, like, walk around in here now. Oh, look, Chad, look! It's all of the realms. Or all of the cores, at least, like, the symbols. The symbols of those realms. Look, there's the diamond. So does that mean... Because keep in mind, the only realm that we actually know of its complete sigil is Orinda Eris. This one right here. That's the only sigil that we actually saw in its completion. And so that's the only one that we actually know of the sigil. That's the only one we know. So I'm wondering, does that mean the first door in the basement leads to that? The first key found here on the furthest rank. The first key found here on the furthest rank. This tells us where all the keys are. I'm screenshotting this. This tells us where all the keys are. The first key is here on the furthest rank in room 46. The second, locked tight in the vault of a bank. So it's probably locked away in one of the lock boxes in the vault. The third is high up among all the among all the clocks. High up among all the clocks? The clock tower, maybe? Maybe it's talking about the clock tower? And the fourth is down below, beneath all the docks. Below all the docks. I mean, that's where the fishing area. Yeah, maybe in the very bottom of the reservoir, because remember, I drained that entire reservoir, and at the bottom of it was a shit ton of chests. Lots of chests. So maybe it's down there? The fifth key is held by a king on his throne. Okay. The sixth in a station left by one of your own. I think that's the one in the safe house. Right? Left in a station. Left by one of your own. That's the safe house key. Because the safe house is in a abandoned train station. So I think the one we found was the sixth. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. The studio/draft room. Oh, good thinking, Chozo. That's probably what that is. Good thinking. That's probably the draft room. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. See, the problem is I don't want to take this key just yet, because I don't have enough steps to get down there. So unless this can be like permanently held in my inventory, I'm better off just leaving it here and we just come back. Right? I mean, if I do take it and I end the day, it is just going to spawn. It's just going to spawn back here. So there's a chance I might be able to hold on to it permanently. I mean, fuck it. We might as well take the risk. I just think of the words on the paper and where in that room it's assigned to. Yeah. The crown of the blueprints. The former ruby crown of Orinda Eris, recently set with freshly cut sapphires. The first time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. If you do, gain 1 gem and redraw floor plans. Wait. Chad, don't you remember down in the basement? In the safe house? They were talking about how they wanted to steal the crown of Orinda Eris and bring it back to, what was the place called? Warren or something? Look at the inner part of the crown. Yeah, it's literal blueprints. That's amazing. All right, well, we might as well end the day here, right? Let's see if we can still keep that key though. I'm praying that we can still hold on to that key. Because if we can, that would be awesome. Nope. It's gone. As I suspected. Alrighty, well, in that case, we probably don't have enough time in stream for another run. So, chat, we're just going to, call it there. Abandoned project. We're gonna save and quit chat and call it there. Good thing we got the paper saved. Yeah. I absolutely took a screenshot of that. Let's head on back into the office so we can say our goodbyes, chat. Alrighty, well, everyone, I had a very good time today. Once again, we've made tremendous progress in this game, and we found something new. We found something in the game that we like, chat. It is true what everyone has been saying. Finding room 46 was only the beginning. There is still so much more to uncover in this game, and I look forward to it. So, chat, let me get through my usual spiel so I can get you guys out of here. Exclamation mark. Discord for our Discord server. Socials for my socials pages. Merch for our merch store. And finally, YouTube for our YouTube channel. Go check all those out if you want to. And chat, again, thank you all so much for hanging on out with me. It was a lot of fun. If you guys did enjoy what you saw, if you guys did enjoy the stream, please consider hitting that follow button, hitting that bell notification icon so that you get notified whenever Gaming FC goes live. We are live 4 days a week, chat. Mondays from 2 to 6 p.m. Central, and then Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. So our next stream is going to be on Sunday, 9 a.m., and I hope to see you guys there. Without further ado, the referee blows his final whistle on this stream. Let's go hop on the team bus, and let's go raid a good friendo. Let's go raid into... Chat, we're going to go raid into Merle. Chat, we're going to go raid into Merle. I know, Bosha. I'm sorry, but we'll be back on Sunday. Chat, exclamation mark raid. Copy and paste that raid message. Spam it all over Merle's stream. Drop some follows. Show him some love. Again, thank you all so much for hanging around. I love you all very, very much. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.